Hello everyone and welcome to another Hour of Torture. I am your host, Alan M10 as usual for the Everyday Minecraft Quest. Welcome everyone. Minecraft as usual today. But first, while we're entering the realm, I wanted to show you guys something. Something dastardly. So, this is my Google Chrome. I've set up a scene for it so I don't have to, constantly implement a new one every time I want to show you guys something on the browser. But look at this. The Overwatch League. Week 4, Mayhem is going up against Shanghai and Dallas in the same week. The two of the worst teams right now, they're going up. And it seems really good, doesn't it? Until you look at week 3. When they go up against Seoul and... Is that Seoul again? No, wait, sorry, not... where are they here? Well, they go up against Seoul, yeah, then Houston. I was hovering over the wrong. This is for Shanghai is going up against Seoul. Oh my god, I didn't see that. That's going to be a massacre. But anyway, that's all I wanted to show you guys. Move back to the Minecraft here. Oh, that's not the right one. And we can continue. I just wanted to show you guys that utter silliness. Week 3 is going to be a stomping, but week 4 is going to be a stomping in the opposite direction. It's going to be fun. Last time, we were searching for a cave. Just any cave. And we were unable to find one. Oh, speak of the devil. There's a cave. Let's go into the dark depth. Hopefully this is a big one. Looks like it. Ugh. Go. There's some iron, exactly what we need. Very good. Hello to Ravenpaw Tales. I notice you say oi a lot whenever joining the stream. Oh my goodness, this is the promised cave. Oh, this is going to be fun. I'm not going to be able to analyze Red's story while we're in the cave, because I don't want any creepers sneaking up on me, but we can generally talk about it. Or I could bring it up on screen so you guys could read it as we go. I don't know, if it's requested I'll do it, otherwise, caving time. Spelunking. For lots and lots of iron. I just got done showing the chat Ravenpaw Florida's battle schedule for weeks 3 and 4 in the Overwatch League. How on week 3 it's going to be an absolute massacre, and on week 4 Florida is going to stomp everyone. So you're still recovering from what happened yesterday. What happened yesterday? I forgot. Honestly, my mind got partially melted in that incident, so I kind of don't remember much of anything now. I assume we did something dastardly and horrible, since you seem to have been included. I guess. There you go. Dastardly and horrible. I think that sums it up pretty well. Yes. 8, 16, and 1 stack of torches. Oh, but in all honesty, Ravenpaw, I felt kind of bad for what I was... Red's stream yesterday, the try not to laugh, that was just nothing but torture for Red. I was interested in how he pulled off that little quote-unquote prank he played. I think he was a little disappointed when neither of us really seemed to acknowledge it. I said something about it. If you rewatch Red's stream, you know what happens. Yeah. Imagine I'm gonna have to. Mainly just because I want to laugh. I mean, if we did something dastardly and horrible to Red, oh my goodness, that's just hilarious. Looks like this cave ends here. Oh, emerald. To be honest, the reason I left was because I was planning on watching a movie with my father, and I had forgotten about it because of all the crazy stuff that was happening in Red Stream. So I had to leave because, well, my dad came in and got me. And it seemed an opportune time to leave. Red was showing some of my three years ago videos, which, by the way, never ever go to that part of my channel. That's just a hellscape. Back when I had all of my new acne and a voice that sounds like a dog's squeaky toy. Of course, Red's voice, if you look on him, some of his first videos, wasn't much different. Oh, I know. I watched the stream again. Well, only the part after I'd left, because I was curious what Red was doing when I left. He was watching some funny videos. Most that I'd already seen. But it's a good excuse to watch them again, because they were quite funny. Dagnabbit, this cave has led to only... Oh, that's actually quite a bit of iron. Never mind, no complaints. Where did you get all those roasts for Red, by the way? Did you just think of them on the fly, or were you copy and pasting from some internet place in the dark web or something? My guess is you were thinking of them on the fly. If so, I applaud you for that. Seriously though, whenever Red says oof, like his chin just jiggles and jiggles. Like all those chins just jiggle. It's really, really weird. No, don't, please. I mean, I encourage you to roast them, but I don't know if you'll be able to watch them without having your eyes melt out of your skull. I'm just saying, for your health, I don't think it's a wise choice to watch them. Well, in that case, if you just come up with them on the fly, how do you think of them so quickly? I suppose I really just don't have much experience in roasting people, quote unquote, but is that a skill you just have to practice all the time? Do you like go in front of a mirror and practice on yourself? Do you take a training dummy that would usually be used on with like maces and stuff and just scream at that for half an hour to an hour each day? I really need to touch up with, oh my goodness. I need to touch up on my grammar. My God. And boy do I ever. I see you there, Ninja Zombie. No. Thought I was in range. I suppose I've used most of my, I don't know, talking energy today playing Age of Empires with Paul's family. We had a really good time for like 3 hours straight, I'd say, playing games of... Playing rounds of this game called Age of Empires, which, if you haven't heard of it before, is a game where you basically are put into a post-civilization era where you've got to, like, make houses and craft soldiers to go and fight other soldiers, which other players will be crafting. Oh my goodness, my tongue is twisted, tied, knotted, and frayed. The reason why I don't want to do my face reveal. Oh no, that's true. Red might see the opportunity. But in all seriousness, did you like my roast, or did you like any specific ones at all? I liked your roast. I mean, well, I didn't like it because it was completely mean, and you know, very mean. But if I was into roasts, I'd say it was good. But I'm not. I'm really not. And I don't think I will be. I do them on Red's stream because Red's my friend and he can understand that it's just a joke. But I don't think I'd do that to anyone else. It should make you feel special, Red, if you're watching. I noticed you were swearing a lot during them. I guess that's just kind of part of it. I'm sorry. It's not... You'd have to ask a professional roaster to really rate your roasting skills on a scale of, well, anything. Since I have no experience in this matter, I do not have the authority to rate it. I'll just say it was good. And there you go. Yeah, I wouldn't want to have my face roasted in any situation, really. I'd like to have a nice, raw, palatable, normal face, not like a burned, kind of crispy, brownish one. That would just be weird. And that's not racist, by the way. That's just describing the situation I'd be in if my face got roasted. Ooh, that did sound quite bad. Throwing at them because I was actually mad at Red. In your position, I'd be too. If I stayed up until midnight and waiting for someone to do something. Well, actually, you know what? I have been in your position recently. I think you remember me talking about the roleplay I wanted to do last Saturday. I was waiting for Paul. Me and Red were actually both waiting for Paul to get on so we could do either of the roleplays we had been planning for a good few months. Oh, Paul, this story is about you, so, you know, I'd just kind of cover my ears for a bit, if I were you. But anyway, Paul, being as courteous as ever, decided to not tell us he was going bowling on that day. So me and Red were sitting, just kind of awkwardly talking to each other for 3 hours straight, until Red had to get off, and then, of course, Paul gets back on and says, "Oh, sorry, I was at a bowling event." By the way, hello, Paul. Welcome to the stream. Oh, zombie, you've got backstabbed. You've been backstabbed. I'm afraid I don't have any new tips for you on the streaming front, Paul. Mainly because everything I said in your stream. Which kind of brings me to a topic of how far is too far with those tips. And this isn't necessarily a topic. This is actually more of a preference question, Paul. When I'm watching your streams on Sundays, or daily, as you've teased us with, Do you mind me kind of spamming the chat with suggestions like I was? About halfway through, it wasn't really spamming. It was more of a conversation. But at the start, do you mind that stuff? I don't, personally, but it was kind of spammy. Oh, yeah. There we go. I'm gonna kill some of these pigs, actually. It's good food. Free food. Sorry, piggies. So many monsters. Of course not. Okay, good. It was hard to tell on stream, so I'm glad to have that cleared up. When it comes to your streams, by the way, have you figured out how to actually get Overwatch set up as its own scene? Oh my, that's so many monsters. That's unnecessary amount of monsters. My house is in that direction. I might as well start going home. There's no point to staying out here. Guys, don't even think about it. I've brought an anti-trolling contingency plan. It's called banning everyone in the stream chat for 5 years. It's a pretty good contingency plan. It works every time. Oh, cave! I know I don't really have the resources or food to go down here, but I really want to go down here. Because I... Oh, okay, never mind. I definitely have the resources and food to get down here. Let's ask him questions. Each one he gets wrong, we'll challenge him on Minecraft that he has to do. Oh, Ravenpaw, by the way, if Paul starts getting into some weird stuff, I would just leave the stream and, you know, turn your computer off, chuck your computer in the freezer for maybe about 100 years, and then I think it'll be safe to turn it back on again. But that's just if Paul starts getting weird. Yeah. Okay, fine. What's your first question? Probably is gonna be bad or something. Oh wow, there's a villager farm. I like it how Paul just chucks people out in front of buses whenever he comes up with this stuff. Like, oh, I have a great idea. Let's solve the problem of relativity. Okay, Einstein, you first. I have an idea. Let's block this bomb with our bodies to prevent the president from being killed. Okay, Albert, you first. Load. 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 Alright, Alan, do blind people see their dreams? I would guess yes. Because dreams occur in the subconscious, and while I assume the dreams would probably be really, really weird to a blind person because they have no perception of reality, yeah, I'd think they'd still have dreams, no matter how weird. Should I I'm not going to repair my armor, it's just too damaged. Ah! Does that answer your question? Did I get it right anyway? Paul says incorrect, and I'm going to ask you, Paul, how do you think it is incorrect? And correct. Okay, I'm getting mixed answers here. Just, you know, if you guys have some argument against that, feel free to post it, but saying incorrect, yes, and correct, and correct. Hello? Hello? Oh, it says streaming is resumed. I assume that means streaming is resumed. Can anyone hear me? I apologize for that little lapse there. Well, thank God the chat is still on. Okay, I do apologize for that. That was an unexpected, random, weird internet bloop. I'm just going to call it a bloop because that's what it was. Uh-oh. I might have to restart my Minecraft here. Well, while I do, I'll read Paul's comment and answer it. This is incorrect because blind people cannot see their actual dreams, however, correct because they can perceive them. How could they not see their dreams? Paul, you're going to have to provide me with a link to an actual scientific study that verifies this, because, to be honest, I mean, don't mean... I just like some proof to that. I know they can perceive them, but I'm fairly certain they'd be able to come up with some sort of an image. But anyway, hello to TheDouz. Welcome to the stream. Sorry, it's being a bit glitchy right now because Minecraft just crashed for about, you know, approximately no reason. And I'm just trying to get it loaded back up. Clicked the button, but apparently it's not loading. Paul says people who are born blind have no understanding of how to see in their waking lives, so they can't see in their dreams. But most blind people lose their sight later in life and can dream visually. Yeah, well, yes. Oh my goodness, the chat just exploded for no reason. Danish research in 2014 found that as time passes, a blind person is less likely to dream in pictures. Fair enough. I'll take your word for it then. Minecraft is loading up right now. Just finished updating the launcher. Hopefully Realms isn't actually down for maintenance and we can continue. Otherwise we're getting on to, I guess, reading Red's story because we have nothing else to put on the screen besides Overwatch, I guess, but that would just be boring. That is what the site said. Okay, I believe you then. Gonna take your word for it. Oh, Ravenpaw. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's good. These are the kind of things that I like to be talking about on this stream. So, if it is incorrect and correct, in that situation, would I have to actually do a challenge or just half a challenge? Okay, Alan, this is a question about me you should know. Awesome. Red says, my story bad at English. Yes, you are bad at English. Anyway, alright, carrying on. I'm just kidding. Red, you're actually pretty good. Besides punctuation, which I would like to see in your story here that I might just bring up in a minute if Minecraft is still breaking. It's punctuation that you really have a hard time with, Red. And I can actually, in this stream, kind of explain punctuation to you if you need me to. No challenge for that question. Okay, awesome. Okay, Paul, ask away. Your question. Oh my god. Minecraft, please. Well, there we go. Is it loaded on the stream? And there we go. See if Realms is up. And it is. Okay. Sorry, Red. Maybe another time. When we get a catastrophic event. Or when we just run out of stuff to talk about. But right now, Paul is asking questions. You actually went to school today? My dad got to stay home from work today, so I was really happy, because now we can do stuff, I guess. Head stroke, the usual. Yep. So good to see you suffering. Isn't it? I love seeing suffering. People slowly dying, you know, helpless to do anything. It is just quite refreshing from the usual boring living of the world. Okay, Paul appears to be typing one of the longest paragraphs in stream history, so everyone brace yourselves for a bunch of spam. Or maybe he's just really trying to word this question in a way that it's going to confuse me anyway. It's going to be completely unanswerable. I don't know. Okay, here it is. There are 3 people. 1 moves away, 1 dies, and the final one is going to school with each other. It's going to school. Will they see each other again? Now think of what I myself would answer. You know how I was just talking about punctuation and how it is good in sentences and, you know, necessary for the English language to be understood? Yeah, I'm gonna take a minute stream to really read that question over again because I don't understand it without punctuation. I'm sorry, Paul, but I honestly, this is just one run-on paragraph sentence to me. Like, it's really hard for me to look at that and instantly make sense out of it. There are 3 people. I'm assuming a period goes there. 1 moves away, 1 dies, and the final one is going to school. Will they see each other again? Yes, because everyone dies at a certain age, so yeah, they'll see each other again. Red says, my school has no AC system, so yes, I'm suffering. It was 30 degrees here once. No speak English. Yeah. Oh. What Ravenpaw said. By the way, Red, I did want to tell you that everything I was saying last night was indeed a joke. Just in case there was any doubt in your mind, but it was a joke on my part. Maybe not on Ravenpaw's, but definitely on mine. Ravenpaw's so mean. Don't you agree, Red? So mean. Hello to Pedro Demizu. Welcome to the stream, and hello. Right now, the chat is asking me questions that I have to answer, and if I answer incorrectly, apparently I'm supposed to do some sort of a challenge. It was Paul's idea. I am really just playing along, seeing what he makes of it. I thought we had 3 villagers in here. Apparently just 2. Hopefully they're breeding. How are you? I am just fine. I'm just kidding. I'm absolutely horrible. I'm in a terrible depression right now because Paul's in my chat. I'm in a very, very weird state of vulnerability because Red's in my chat and I just, you know, spent last night completely insulting him for about an hour and a half. And I feel kind of weird because Ravenpaw and Red are just kind of arguing and doing nothing else. So, yeah, about horrible. Okay, Alan, why is it called a drive-thru if you stop? That's one of the questions, Ravenpaw, that we kind of just leave to God to answer. It's only he can really comprehend the masterpiece that is a drive-thru. What would we do without them? Think about that. My personal answer, and I've thought about this for many hours. I've spent many hours trying to fall asleep in bed, but just, you know, coming back to the same question, why is it called a drive-thru? And I find some nights I just never sleep because I can't. The question goes unanswered and I don't know. Just don't know. Also, I think our minecart is gone somehow. Don't know how. It just seems to have disappeared. Anyway, back to the drive-through question. Since I have to answer it apparently, I'd say because, well, if you think about it, through is not spelled correctly. Through is its own word, because usually you would spell it like through. Oh my god, through. But instead, it's spelled like this. And my personal hypothesis is that through means go, stop, go, and eat junk. That's my personal hypothesis, anyway. Perhaps a dictionary definition would be something like through. We'll call it I don't know, a verb. V, the process of a forward, backward, and forward maneuver to achieve the junkiest of eating. There. Oh, maybe not. Maybe junkiness isn't it? God darn it, I've spent so much time today talking with my friends. I have no words left for the stream. I apologize, guys. Usually, I'm a little more fluent than this. Oh my. Informal spelling, though. Yeah. But anyway, did I answer the question? It's a drive-through. I need more torches. Oh yes, for anyone in the dark about Ravenpaw and Red's recent shenanigans, oh, it's a long story. Very, very long story. They have a very rich history of hating one another for various reasons, so I think I'll just let them explain it through the art of dance. I guess I just wait for the villagers to breed. Organize the chests. That's what I could do. They are looking pretty junky. Where were we? Oh, well, I just answered the question about drive-through, but I don't think you were listening because you were trying to, you know, kill Red using the Force or something. Which I can understand. Actually, Alan, I have a question. You can give the chat something to argue over. Okay. Well, let me guess. What's better, PUBG or Fortnite? Something like that, I don't know. Cobblestone chest. This is where all of the cobblestone and cobblestone-related stuff is going to go. Oh my, there's a lot of it. Paul says, oh god, and I say, oh god, you're right. Why? What did I just say? Oh my god, I've mentioned Fortnite in the stream. Everyone's gonna leave. Yep, we only have 2 people watching now. Oh god, what have I done? Okay, the next chest is going to be, I guess... Oh, I don't know. Ores? I will include glowstone. Well, no. It's too ridiculous. Ores. We might separate redstone from the rest if we get too much of it, but I doubt that will happen. Okay. I'll explain why I want to kill Red. Oh no, here it begins. Everyone brace yourselves. Yep, there it is. The mighty paragraph of hatred. The speech of loathing. It is PUBG that is the best. Paul, I don't think you realize what you've done. You've started it. You've started the storm. We can't finish it. There's no way to stop it. Gonna lose power soon? Got a hailstorm right now. I envy you so much, Paul. Honestly, I wouldn't mind losing power if it meant I could experience a hailstorm with snow and stuff, or just rain. That would be awesome. To be fair, I always end my streams at 11:30. That's why I never watch your streams, Red. You stream so late. I mean, I would be glad to watch them like every single day if I could actually catch them. But the thing is, I just can't. It's too late. Well, yeah, Red, she stayed up until midnight. An hour and a half past midnight. Personally, if I was in her situation, I would be just as angry. Okay. Well, let's sort out all the tools. Take buckets as tools. Diamond pickaxe, that's for sure a tool. Oh my god. Too much, too much, too much. Whoa. I'm sorry, I'm not keeping up with chat right now. It's quite a lot of messages. Also, I have 2 more weeks left of... Oh my goodness. Don't know if I can do this for another half hour, guys. My mouth is starting to get dry. Also, I have 2 more weeks of school left before I can... My summer streaming schedule. Before you can my summer streaming schedule. My summer streaming schedule. Yeah. Before you can do that, okay, understandable. One of my most famous roasts is Red, your hairline be looking like the MC Donald's logo. The Minecraft Donald's, oh, I haven't heard about that game. Surely suggest it to me sometime in the chat, pretty soon. Anyway, no, that is my hair, winky face, and then sad face. Yeah, Paul. Relatable. TheDouz says, I was tempted to use the whole footage because I just that's it. Can't read it. I went on a nice streak there, gotta admit that. I was tempted to use the whole footage because I just cut it off. Oh yeah, the prank. I was wondering how you actually managed to pull that off. Was that a different, like, pre-recorded video that you had hooked up to a scene in OBS, or what did you do there? And how did you know that we were spamming when you told us to stop spamming on the pre-recorded video? That was impressive that you predicted that if you did. Anyway, Red always says he streams on Fridays and Saturdays, and I was up all night on Saturday and he never streamed. Red, why did you prank me? Thought you were my friend? I guess not. Same, Ravenpaw. I can't believe you, Red. You betrayed the peace. I think I'm going to sort all sort of green items and stuff into this chest because, my god, I'm already running out of chest space. Let's just take everything green then. Or consumable. Gunpowder. Whatever. Might have plans that. Nah. People came over. Last minute. Not really. I used the live chat and slapped it on the old footage. Oh. Thought it was old footage. That's why you told us to stop spamming, because it was old footage of us spamming. That makes a lot of sense. You didn't plan it. Oh my. Ravenpaw, I suppose that's one reason we shouldn't spam. Because if we hadn't spammed, it would have looked really weird, and I think we would have figured it out. And I pretended to be a bot. You made a good bot impression, my friend. I don't know if that's a compliment or an insult, but whatever you want to take it. Interesting. Someone is left speechless. Me? It's just because I've been using my voice all day, dude. Like, since the morning I was doing stuff. Unspeakable stuff. But anyway, I've been using it all day. Oh, well, yeah, I saw you say stop spamming in the live chat, but if you'll notice, you also said it in the pre-recorded video you put on. You said it in both places, which was my first suspicion as to what was going on, but yeah, I saw you say it in both places. I'll go jump in a trash can, Red. Apologize now. I would apologize if I were you, Red. You're about to lose one of your most prominent viewers. And if you do that, oh, buddy, if you do that, it's over for you. There will be nothing else you can do. Calls to Ares to help. Ares won't help you. Ares, oh, let me set this up and I'll tell you what Ares is doing. Let's see. Oh my god, I've got to enter an entirely new. God darn it. Whatever. You've seen? Okay, that's not helpful. Remove. I've forgotten how to do this. Whatever. Anyway, Ares is off killing people and stuff, like usual. There we are. That looks much neater. Except for this chest. This chest does not look neat. Okay, whatever. We'll leave this bottom row and a few other rows just kind of looking like trash. Nothing else that can be done for them. My shovel. There we are. Your OCD? Oh. Wait a minute, what? Green bar but then yellow when it's back? What are you talking about? The stream? Interesting, didn't notice that. You still alive? Process of forward, backward, and forward motion maneuver. I like it how the Minecraft animals have kind of just made that little island there, like their sanctuary, where they go when they escape from the pins. It's funny. Turn that down a little. Well, do you have any more questions, or would you like me to start discussing the good old book? Creeper, I do not trust you, I'm sorry. What we could do, actually, let's go check with our cleric, see how much rotten flesh we have, so we can trade with her. I'll give Chad a minute to respond while doing that. Because I'm done organizing the chest for now. I can't take it anymore. It's too boring. Yes, we do. Not that much, but enough. Do you still have the ones I made? The ones you made? You mean these little BRB pictures? I mean, I like those. Question, how long have I had Skype? Well, I remember the days when we were talking on the phones, and that was around 2013, when I was 11 years old. I'm guessing you got Skype around 4 years ago, 2014. About a year after that, because we stopped talking for a while, and we started talking again when we played on Ozumcraft. So my guess is, yeah, 2014. Refresh the trades, please. I'm not trading 9 gold. Yes! Now be something more reasonable. Okay, you know what? I'll take it. If it refreshes the trades, then fine. I actually take lapis. That's a bit more valuable than redstone. Oh, interesting. And that's a good deal. Because we can get emeralds for so cheap, we now do not have to go to the nether for glowstone. I wish you traded for quartz, but you know what? Good job to you, sir, or ma'am, for trading for glowstone. That's excellent. These guys both have awesome trades. Got Skype in 2015, I believe. I got it about the same time as Paul. We got it for the same purpose, just to talk with each other. I don't see anything wrong with this cobblestone structure. Besides the lack of decoration, which I still haven't achieved, I like the look of cobblestone. Mason's just insane, I guess. No offense to Mason, of course, but, you know, offense to Mason because he is insane. Okay, yep, I might as well talk about areas now. This is going to take me a little to load up a source because apparently, oh, nope, I can just load up a new scene. New, we'll call it, browser capture. So original. Here we go, add a new source. Browser source, no, display capture, that's the one. Display capture. Add new source. Okay, that's just a bit glitchy for you guys now, but you should be able to see my display. I have the Kindle Flames loaded up right here, so we'll just put it over here. Sorry, Experiment 101, as Red calls it. And here we are, back in the depths, I'm sorry, heavens of Red's story. Okay, so, the first thing that is immediately apparent is Red's writing style. And I love it, because starting off with the analogy some people like to say that there's always a calm before a storm is a good way to start a book. Most people have such a trouble with finding the first words to put at chapter 1 of a book. I do anyway. I imagine a lot of other people do. When you start off with a good analogy like this, by the way, I just realized this, Red, but oh my god, Paul, Red, sorry. You put a clam before a storm. Let's just fix that. I did not notice the first few times I was reading over it that said clam. Anyway, as I was saying, starting off with this analogy is a very good way to start a book because it draws in the readers. When they first see that, they're like, oh, this person's good at using analogies, so it must be a well-written book, and I applaud you for that, Red. Yes, I imagine it did take a while. starting off a story, any like roleplay kind of adventure story, is really hard if you don't know exactly what you want to have when you start writing. It's always kind of the start, chapter 1, that dictates the rest of the book in some ways. It's really kind of the chapter 1 that shows how the book is going to look for the rest of the story. It dictates the writing style, the kind of accents people have, the choices that people make in chapter 1 translate to the choices they make in chapter, say, 7 or 8 or, I don't know, 16. So, anyway, moving on. The truth is that there is always a storm, just different severity. There's always a storm, just, well, I'm sorry, but this can't go without mention. The grammar here. I'm not going to be able to read this because I have trouble reading that. Well, out loud anyway. I can read it to myself, not out loud. But hopefully, Red, you can edit this so that I can one day read it out loud to the stream. For now, they will have to read for themselves on a really, really tiny kind of tab here. But another thing Red starts off with is the word detective and then saying stuff like falling victim and horrible stuff and my job. And those words correlate to... yeah. It's Red, I'm going to ban you from the chat if you post that one more time. But anyway, they correlate to a very kind of grim setting, a very gray 1980s kind of detective story setting. And it's good because throughout the rest of the story you stuck to that. You generally kept it to the whole detective, well, at least until chapter, I don't know, 3, and you started getting into sci-fi stuff. But you saw bits and pieces of it throughout the rest of the story. Even when the character... By the way, spoilers. Spoilers to Red's story, I guess, if you're planning on reading. Anyway, even if you did see bits and pieces of it here and there, like when he was in the laboratory, you could see him still thinking about his job. That is not the right chest. So, Red requested that I talk about Ares, and Ares is one of the more interesting topics in this. Let's see, a wraith. By the way, Red, a wraith. You just had to put a wraith in your story. Really? Really? Oh, anyway. Let's see. The first words that Ares says... yeah, they've got to be right here. What did I want to say about this? This was a good way to introduce the whole alternate personality character type when your character is sleeping. Because doing it while they're in some sort of a confrontation, like if you'd have done this, said hello Hunter, while your character was Ares is ugly. Get that idea. Wait, I want to read the rest of the chat. What have you guys been talking about while I've been reading about this? See, Red's grammar. Oh yeah. Okay. Well. Anyway. If you'd have introduced this character during, say, a fight scene, or maybe just even kind of like these 3 musketeers, as you called them, walking around in the daylight when they weren't sleeping, it would have been very confusing at first, because one might think, oh, well, this is someone whispering into his ear, or this is someone just talking at him from behind, or whispering in a voice that only he could hear. Something like that. But when it's in his sleep, you know it has to be something directly in his head that is creating this voice. Facilities. You know what? I'm just going to drag my Minecraft icon just over the chat. There we go. Concentration activated. I'm just kidding. I won't censor you guys. But I like that introduction because it keeps confusion to a bare minimum when you're reading this. And I say it again and again, but when you're writing a story like this, the one thing you want to focus on is making it easy for the reader to understand, to imply very quickly what's going on. Trouble I see many sci-fi writers, and it's like, well, actually, most adventure stories struggle with, is getting the right words stated in a short amount of time to help the reader understand what position the characters are in. But when you put them in a situation where it couldn't possibly be anything else, it's very simple to see the situation. So, I just wanted to say that because I applaud you for that too, Red, that you made it simple for us to read and not to refuse to complicate it with like, oh, it's starting during a fight scene, and oh, we're gonna have to deal with them, I don't know, doing stuff during a fight scene. Hello to ya girl Faith. Welcome to the stream. Today, we're doing something a little different. We're reading from Red's book. Don't mind the chat, by the way, it's just some random jumble. This is a story written by the guy called TheDouz in chat. He's my friend. It's kind of confusing to explain. I'm generally not talking about the lore of this story. I'm just discussing the pros and cons of it. So if I'm going to try not to confuse anyone who isn't versed in the Kindle Flames lore. Okay, moving on. And I'm sorry I'm not paying attention to Minecraft now, but it was requested that I talk about Ares so much. I had a hard time kind of understanding what was going on here, sadly. Not because of the... oh my goodness, I've been able to say this word like 5 times. Not because of the punctuation, but because I just have a hard time understanding scenes like this. With ha 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 for like 5 different lines. But immediately off the bat, we, in chapter 6, titled God of War, we're reading stories. Count me in. I'll go make some popcorn. Sadly, we're not reading stories, but you can feel free to read. Might be jumping around a bit just to kind of give examples, but I'll try to do that a little less now. But anyway, off the bat, we go back to Red's detective story, which I enjoy because it was introduced in chapter 1, and it was kind of expected throughout the story that Red would be, well, Red's character, sorry, Mr. Hunter, would be on detective adventure throughout the story. I like that you're holding to that during this trying time for our characters. And of course they understand some lore, and read some more stuff, and do some more stuff. And now, the one thing I don't like, Red, is that you don't say something after this passage, like, a voice was heard from I don't know, a distant part of Red's mind, as though it was there, but it was kind of distant. Something like that. I didn't enjoy that you didn't give any transitions between his voice and everyone else talking. And I talked about this just a moment before, actually, but it does kind of make it confusing. Eventually the readers, well, quite quickly, they actually understand that italicized text is this alternate personality talking, but before they do, it does get a bit confusing to read. What kind of name is Hunter? A name. Where did he get that name, by the way, Red? Did you just come up with it, or does it have some correlation to what he does? Feel free not to answer that if it's spoilers, I don't know. Instantly, this Ares guy, his name has not been introduced yet, I don't believe. But instantly, off the bat, you can see he kind of feels very in control of his surroundings, as though he's always been there in the back of Hunter's mind, and has just now been awakened. Which I suppose I enjoy, but it seems very... Hello to #CoconutTV. Lots of new people joining now, so Red, I hope you don't mind if we discuss this later. Get back to Minecraft, because I'm sure it's a bit confusing for all these new people joining to just be put into this story. We have actually hit an hour, though, so it's too bad, because now I'm going to have to end the stream anyway. Oh, dear. That was a taste of Red's story, by the way, for anyone who was actually reading. Anyway, that's all the time I've got for today. Hopefully we can discuss the rest of the story tomorrow or the next day or whenever we get around to it when people aren't. I'm sorry, Red, it's been an hour. Even if even if the people hadn't joined, I'd still have to end the stream. So, that's the BRB screen, and I'll see you all in the next one tomorrow, 6 p.m. EST, as usual. The names are weird, aren't they, Ravenpaw?